educators need to inherit the ability to adapt and grow with the new trends of the 21st century. One trend that has vastly grown across different school districts is the use of flexible seating in the classroom. Flexible seating allows students to choose their own preference of seating from a variety of options during an instructional period. A flexible seating classroom may consist of, but not limited to, therapy balls, rockers, stools, cushions, rolling chairs, or even standing tables. Flexible seating was first introduced to students who had attention deficit hyperactive disorder or for students who were on the autistic spectrum. Flexible seating, however, does take a mental shift of teachers, administrators, and parents for it to work in the classroom in any community. Classroom seating arrangements has evolved over the years. It was assumed that students could be successful if they were facing towards the front of the classroom in rows and columns. Students were expected to sit in their assigned seats and engage in classroom discussion and assignments. However, teachers have begun to find that creating a more free-flowing classroom environment allows students to use the space as they see fit in order to achieve a more customed learning experience. Students' engagement has been a struggle for many people that enter into the educational field. How do educators increase students' interest and change their beliefs about the reasons they might engage in tasks? Flexible seating has become a popular development in the classroom. Educators have found that students are more focused when they're able to choose a seat that best fits their learning style. To prepare for this study, previous research was analyzed on how flexible seating was used for those students with different learning needs. One study focused on 4 young male students who were all diagnosed with ASD. The study examined the effects of therapy balls have on in-seating behavior, engagement, and what teachers thought about this type of alternative seating. During the study, engagement was defined as when the student was oriented towards the appropriate classroom activity. The study also identified engagement to be as responding to peers in the activity. One of the participants in the study used a bench as their individualized seating. The bench was used to help the students with their posture. Another participant's individual seating was a basic chair. The engagement was observed during a small group activity. The teacher noticed that the students who used the bench as their preferred seating were able to stand or kneel down on top of the bench, where the student who sat in the basic chair would leave the learning area as well as lean forward, where most of their upper body was on the table. The data that was collected proved that the student who was sitting on the bench was more engaged and showed a higher percentage of in-seat behavior while using the bench. The data also proved that students who sat in the basic classroom chair demonstrated improvements by an increase in its engagement and a decrease in their behavior. Ultimately, these studies showed an increase of an in-seat behavior and engagement when using alternative seating for all the participants that were involved in the study. Another benefit of the study is that it demonstrated that the intervention was effective across participants with a variety of ability level. The teachers that were also involved in the study noticed the increase of students' engagement and a decrease in the behavior that would disrupt student learning. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, commonly known as ADHD, is the most frequently diagnosed behavior disorder. Another study was performed that focused on the use of therapy balls for classroom seating as an intervention for children with ADHD. In the classroom where the study took place, all students used the basic classroom chairs with a mix of using the therapy balls during a 4th grade language arts classroom. Even though this study focused on students with ADHD, all students in the classroom were exposed to using therapy balls during the instruction. Similar to the previous study on students with ASD, an in-seat, or where the students were sitting on the ball, was defined as the behavior that occurred when any portion of the participants was in contact with the ball. An additional part was added to the study that was reviewing the participants' legible work productivity versus the class average of legible word productivity on the same assignment task. The study again proved that students who had ADHD showed an increase of an in-seat behavior when given the therapy ball to sit in during an instruction. The study also confirmed that the intervention was effective with 3 students with ADHD who varied in terms of gender, diagnosis, and medication. The teachers shared that they noticed a complete change in students' behavior engagement and focus when given the option to sit on the therapy balls. It has been discovered with the study that using therapy balls in the classroom have helped students increase their academic success. With the lack of information on how flexible seating truly makes a positive impact on student engagement, further research needed to be conducted to gain a better understanding. A majority of the research focuses on classrooms with students who have specific learning disabilities. Flexible seating is vastly growing throughout schools across the country. It has even made its way into different businesses. The Googleplex is the headquarters of the Google company located in California. Virtual tours show that different types of seating and rest areas that are available for employees. Nap pods are offered to those who need a quiet place to work or even take a nap. Gardens and outside benches are for those who enjoy working in the open air, and plush couches and chairs are present for employees who enjoy lounging while working. If adults are even able to have this type of treatment, shouldn't our students? Therapy balls and squishy cushions have always been available to students with a specific learning disability. These types of seatings should be provided to all students. Can flexible seating in a general education classroom positively impact student engagement and teacher instruction? Does flexible seating really make a difference in the classroom? What does the type of seating actually look like in the general education classroom? Can it be controlled, or is it chaos? As teachers, we wear many different hats, but our ultimate goal is to be the benefit of education needs of our students as many ways as possible. Our research was a mixed method approach, which was conducted on flexible seating in regular education classroom. It included a quantitative survey for teachers, along with qualitative observations of teachers and students and informal interviews of students. The researchers developed an online survey for the teachers and made student observations to determine how flexible seating affects instruction and student engagement. The survey study was given to the teachers in the classroom who have used flexible seating in their classroom. The study focused on students' in-seat behavior engagement on activities and informally asked students their preference of seating. In one of the classrooms that the study took place in, students rotated through each flexible seating arrangement every 3 weeks. During that time, rules were implemented and discussions were made on how the seating would be used. Observations took place on the students seated in the flexible seating and how they behaved when given an assignment. With flexible seating, the students were able to move around easier to work with different members of their group, to get a different view of a product they were building, or have easy access to different materials. Students appeared to be more engaged in the assignments and more eager to work with each other. Through informal conversations with some of the students, they felt as if they are given an opportunity to sit on what they wanted and where they wanted. They did not want that privilege to be taken away because they were not on task. This behavior began to build the foundation to a student-teacher relationship and a community within the classroom. It was also observed that each student in the class had their own way of staying focused during instruction. They may include constant repositioning, standing up, or slight movement. A notable observation in one classroom, where the students did not get to pick their own seating option, the teacher moved their clips at the beginning of each week to ensure every student had a chance to sit in all of the seating options in the classroom. The student engagement was lower than in other classrooms. When students associate feelings of autonomy, competence, and relatedness with choice, the choice is most likely to result in beneficial outcomes, such as a student engagement. The number of teachers that completed the 10-question scale true or false survey was 86. Upon analyzing the results, a majority of the teachers indicated the need to redirect student behavior during instructional lessons when they were able to pick the seating of their choice. Conversations with teachers using flexible seating revealed that they had improved student engagement after implementing for new practice. 23 teachers indicated they have implemented flexible seating in their classroom, with 89% being in favor of it.